spiritual guru. His grace Madan Gopal Prabhu, who been uh, always helping me with my spiritual growth, and he is the Grahastha leader in the ISKCON and very well established. So I really thank him, and also thank all the Vaishnavas who are here, eager to listen to my class. I hope that I pray to the Lord also that I glorify Krishna very blissfully in your presence, uh, and to give me that strength to glorify Him. And if I make mistake, please forgive me. I am just repeating what I have heard from senior Vaishnavas, and all the mistakes which are committed are basically on me. So please forgive me for that. So today I am going to discuss the verse number 29 from the chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita. समोहम सर्वभूतेषु नामे देशोऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ते तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्. First, repeat the entire thing again. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajante tumam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyaham. So here Krishna is saying, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So I am going to read the purport. So, so on my question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he takes a special interest in the devotees who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, it is natural. Any man in this material world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has a special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity in whatever form is his son, and so he provides everyone with a generous supply of the necessities of life. He is just like a cloud which pours rain all over regardless of whether it falls on a rock or land or water. But for his devotees, he gives specific attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness and therefore they are always transcendently situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists situated in Him. The Lord says here distinctly, Maite, they are in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This also extends the word ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajami aham. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotee are conscious. When a diamond is set in golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified. At the same time, the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter, and when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so this combination is very nice. Living entity in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes a devotee of his devotees If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the Supreme and the living entity. But in the personalist philosophy, there is. The example is often given that the Lord is like a desert tree, and whatever one wants from the desert tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to the devotees. This is manifestation of the Lord's mercy to the devotees. The Lord's reciprocation should not be considered to be under the laws of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which the Lord and his devotee function. Devotional service to the Lord is not activity of the material world. It is a part of the spiritual world where eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominates. So we'll do the Mangalacharan after this, and then we'll go and understand this verse with many examples. Right? So let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjaya Chakshurmilitan Yena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guruha Sri Rutapadakam Sri Gurun Vishnamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Sa Zatjivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगण ललिताम श्री विशाखान्वतम हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कृष्ण नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येवच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो विष्णुभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So here Krishna is saying samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshasti na priyah. So I envy no one nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. And then immediately after that he is saying Ye bhajante tu mam bhaktya. So he bhajante tu means but. Ye bhajante tu mam bhaktya maite te chapyaham. So he's saying, but those who will renders service unto me, transcendental devotional service unto me, is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So whenever there is a but in a particular sentence, you see that there is always a contradictory thing, right? So whatever sentence before but is said, it generally is lie, right? So we see in material world, like say, best example is like when in the annual review, right? When you are in front of your boss, you say, ah, you did really very good last year, it was really great performance. But, and then you say, okay, a but means my bonus is gone. And also maybe like if I'm thinking of promotion, yeah, that also is gone out of the door, right? So what that it's like as soon as he says but you just like try to like having perspiration on your like head and all those things. Oh, what is going on? Or the other example is that if suppose you are in relationship and you like propose a question to the girl and girl says okay, I like you, but so okay, that means whatever you are settling down in life, that thing is gone out of the window, right? And also you are back to square one, so you have to start again. So this is but now here in when Krishna is saying okay, mai te shu mai te ye bhajante tu, right? So tu here but when Krishna is saying but, he is not saying anything like it is not false whatever saying in before but, right? We'll understand that both the sentences when Krishna is saying here are correct. So he is saying he is equal to all, but he is saying, okay, but I am inclined to my devotees. So we'll go to some examples and we'll explain that. I will try to explain that and hopefully I'll make a good class out of this. So So let's take Name Dveshasti Na Priya. So here, let's say like in a class, a teacher is teaching. When you are in the school, the teacher is teaching. The teacher is teaching to the entire class, right? Not to like one person, right? So, but there are certain students like like the first benchers, right? They go and ask teacher more question. Maybe they stay after the class. They ask, okay, can we? I understood this class was good. Can you explain me this? And then teacher takes more interest in explaining that particular student, right? So does that mean that the teacher is doing some kind of a partiality between those students and the backbenchers, right? No, right. So I will give you my example. So I was in the school like you guys, right? So in on the fifth standard, they introduced Hindi, and I am from Bombay, so I used to play with all these Hindi kids, and they used to speak like very good, like "Hamere ko, temere ko," like kind of a Hindi, which is more of a Maya, "Mere ko, tere ko" kind of a thing. So when I was like bang pincher, like so, and I thought I knew Hindi, so I did not pay much attention, and then I gave the answers, and I scored a single digit, so I actually failed in that class. So, and when my mother came in the school, my teacher asked her to read the answer paper, and when she read "Mere ko, tere ko," she was really very angry. It's like not my and tum, right? So it's like yo. When you write yo for you in English and you are writing in your English one, you say yo, and what teachers will do to you, the similar thing teacher did to me. So it was uh, it was really like say eye-opening. But does that mean she was partial to me? No, I did not pay attention. If I had paid enough attention, if I pay enough attention to Krishna, Krishna is going to show mercy to me, more mercy to me than others. But for others, he will. We'll see like how he shows mercy to others too. Like there is one more example. So in my backyard, I have a brook going. So there are like 20, 30 ducks always comes in the morning. So we feed them. So we put some grain in a specific place. Some ducks come, they eat. Some ducks they play around. They take their own time and then they come. But if someone says, no, no, you are feeding this duck, you have to put some grains there too. If you are not, then I'm partial. It is not, right? Because the food grain is there, the mercy of Krishna is there. You have to avail it, right? You have to go there. You have to go to temple. You have to recite. You have to take part in the kirtan. You have to eat prasadam and get these mercies. But if you don't go there, what is going to happen? You are not going to get that. So that is uh, how you say Name Dveshas to Na Priya. So he doesn't hate anyone. He does not love. He does not love like that. He equally loves everyone, and he is equally merciful to all. So the other thing is that he says, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. So everyone is equal. Like so all the animals and like say dog and dog eater is like equal, man and man eater is equal, right? That way he's saying. So we'll take the next example, right? So okay, now one fine day, like very sunny day, I come out of my house and I'm walking around and I see my neighbor, Srinivas Prabhu, right? So I hug him. I say, Vancha Kalpadaru Besacha, right? I recite that and I hug him and we honor each other, right? And then that is a good thing to do. When you see some Vaishnava, you should give him your obeisances by saying Vancha Kalpadaru. And then I walk still further and then I enter into jungle. I am walking for quite a long, right? So I enter into jungle and I see there this lion. Now the man eater and man is same. So the Srinivas and man eater lion is same. So I decide to hug him too. Right. So now when I'm trying to hug him, like when I go near to him, he is not saying Vancha Kalpadru, he is saying Mahaprasade Govinde. He knows what I am. For him, I am his food. So he's saying Mahaprasade Govinde. So and then he is ready to offer me first and then honor me. So in this case, being equal is not going near to lion and hugging him. Actually, respecting that beast and keeping distance is actually being equal, right? So equality is there. In disparity, there is equality. You cannot take everything by literally the way that it means. You have to like understand what is the core meaning of that. So here, what Krishna is saying is the same thing here. Similarly, there is one more example. In everywhere there is a disparity. Like in Krishna, when he gave the Varnashrama, he made Shudras, Vaishyas, Brahmana, and Kshatriya. He made four different Varnas. Those are required for a proper functioning of the society, for the proper mechanism of the society. And there is a disparity. Everyone is not their similar kind of thing, right? They are like different. Even like in the animal kingdom, if you see, if you take a crow and you take a swan, the crow is always going into garbage, right? He enjoys garbage. Whereas swan, you will never find him in the garbage. He will be always in the big lake, with the gardens, all those things. So he needs those ambience, and they don't mix around with them. So there is a disparity in there too. But in both of them, there is a soul is same. The quality of the soul is same, right? The soul is same, but their functionality is different. So we have to understand that, and Krishna has made everything like that, and everyone, the scavenger has a thing to like clean everything, and the swan has his own thing to take care. So they have own their roles in the society. Now, Krishna is so merciful that if you actually chant 16 rounds, he will be more merciful. But even in some of the stories which I came across, even the Namavas, like, they are not actually taking Krishna's name, right? But Krishna is taking that as his glorification. And he's taking also, they glorified me, so he became more merciful towards him. So like, everyone knows Ajamin's story. So he was actually Brahman who turned into like a rascal, right, in Prabhupada's language, and married a prostitute. But when he was dying, he was calling his youngest son, whose name was Narayan, right? He was calling actually Narayan, his son, not the Narayan, who is the expansion of the Krishna. And he died. So Krishna took as his glorification. So Yamadutas, when they came, actually Krishna sent Vishnu Dutas, and they took Ajamil with them. So that is Namavas. Like actually, even when you are not with intention saying Krishna's name, he still take that as a glorification. So you just think about if you at least chant one round every day, what kind of mercy you can get, right? There is one more example. So this one Muslim person, right? One boar, like a pig. So pig is actually not auspicious for them. So they call it haram, which is auspicious. They call halal, right? So when this boar with a tusker was chasing him, he was saying haram, haram, haram. Like he was trying to like run away from him and trying to like avoid him. But the boar actually put a tusker in him. Actually, he has to put in the front, right? This is the first shot. So second shot was on his chest. So it took his vital organ. He died, right? Once, and he died, and he was saying haram, 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 and Krishna took it as Hey Ram, right? He thought he's calling Ram, which is another name for Krishna. So he took that as a Ram, and he went to Vaikuntha. So just like by Namavas, not actually a taking Krishna name with intention, these stories we see that man or woman can go to Vaikuntha Loka. So similar stories there of the mercy, which is in the Mahabharata, which is also written in Bhagavatam about Shishupal, right? So Shishupal, when he was born, he had four hands and three eyes. So his mother wanted a normal kid, right? So you can understand, like if you have four hands, even in the modern world, I can say, like, how can you buy ready-made shirt? There are no ready-made shirt like four hands or three eyes. Like if you get like some chasma, right? Glasses. How can you make three? Like it's difficult. Practical, there is a difficulty. So she did not like it. So she wanted a normal kid. So she was asking all the yogis, how can I get my the kid to be normal, like two hands and two eyes? So one of the yogi told her, only one person on this earth, once he sees him, he will lose both his extra hands and the eye. So she was frantically giving everyone, take my kid, take my look at him, so that she will find that person, and his kid will be normal. So then Krishna. So Krishna is Shishupal's cousin brother. So Krishna's mother Devaki, sister's son is Shishupal. So Krishna took him, and then his both hands, extra hands and eye disappeared. Now the yogi also told whoever takes him and his both hands and eye disappears, that the person will kill your son Shishupal. So knowing that, she pleaded Krishna, please give, like, please have some mercy, at least allow him 100 offenses. Till 100 offenses, don't kill him. Right? That was the promise she took. And Shishupal was a demon, so he always hated Krishna. And then they met in Rajasuya Yagya sacrifice, which was performed by Yudhishthira. So when Yudhishthira performing Rajaswamyaga, the Agra Puja, that the first respect which you give, to whom to give, because they were all like big kings were there. So then everyone suggested that Krishna should be the one because he is Bhagwan. Uh, so everyone said Hari Bol, yeah, Krishna should be the, should be respected as a Agra Puja, and uh, only Shishupal did not like it, and he started saying abominable things regarding Krishna. He said, to whom he was born, or who is his mother? Like, is it Devaki or Yashoda? Like, he was born, how was born? Does he has a mother? Something like that. Many, like 100 times he said many things, but Krishna took it as a glorification, right? The first thing which he said, he thought, okay, I'm unborn, right? He's glorifying me as an unborn. So, but when so that's how the Krishna is. That's our Krishna. He takes everything as his glorification. He doesn't take any offense. But after 100 offenses, the Krishna's, as promised, he waited, and on 101th offense, he sent a Sudarshana to take Shishupal's head. And you can see here, Shishupal's head is chopped, and his soul is merged in the lotus feet of Krishna. So, even for a demon like Shishupal, who said so many abominable things to Krishna, he is very merciful. He is not trying to, like, if someone says some bad words to us, we want to like take him, punch him, something like that, right? We won't like accept him. Is like Krishna has given salvation, like he delivered him after his death. So, that is what Krishna is. He's so merciful. Now, self-realization. So, in this particular purport, uh, it is given the example of Kalparuksha or desire tree. So, desire tree means if you go to that tree and ask for anything, you will get that. Right? So, Krishna is uh, desire tree. Like if you go to Krishna and ask for anything, he will give to you. So many times you see non-devotees come to temple and they say, okay, I don't have a job, give me a job, right? Or give me some money, or I'm not married, get me married, something like that. Some materialistic desires. And they say, okay, I will, once I get it, I will be like, devotees, right? I'll be regular devotees. But once they get a job, they get busy, they can't even spare Sunday, they don't come, right, to the temple. So if you are such a kind of attachment to anyone like Krishna also, he is not going to be like be more merciful to you, right? So that is what Krishna is saying. But on the contrary, when devotee he goes to desire, he goes to Krishna, he is not asking for any of those things, right? He wants Krishna. When he goes to Krishna, he is not asking for any of the materialistic thing. He is saying, okay, I want you, I want to serve you. My pleasure is in serving you, right? That is what he's asking. And just think about in your life, if someone says something like that, how blissful you will be, right? You will do anything for him. So these devotees are not interested in any other things because they realize their constitutional position, right? The dharma or a constitutional position of every human being, every soul is be a servitor of a Krishna, right? That is a constitutional position. And where, because they realize this, they know that what to ask from Krishna. They just want to be with him, to serve him, and that is their ultimate goal. And Krishna fulfills that goal when you are a devotee. When you are like pure devotee of Krishna, he promises that. He has promised many times in the Bhagavad Gita, even Bhagavatam, that he will take you back to the Vaikuntha Loka, to Goloka, right? So that is the merciful Krishna. Now, how to be devotees, right? Now everyone say a devotee, devotee. So what is devotee, right? You have to understand what is devotee, right? So to be a devotee, like you need a kanti mala, right? And you need a japa mala, and you need a tilak. This is a brand, right? This is a brand of ISKCON. So we need these things. So generally, I will say $25 it will cost, right? If you take a normal kind of a beads and everything. So you just have to spend $25 to become devotee, right? So just $25 become a devotee. You don't need dhoti and kurta. You can wear jeans pant and a shirt. But these three things are important. Like these are like brands, right? So this one thing, and then Krishna says, you know, once you become devotee, what he wants, he just wants you to offer patram pushpam phalam toyam yomi bhakta prayachati. He just want patram, he just want a leaf, he just want a flower or a fruit or water. Now remember, this entire prakriti is a external energy of Krishna, right? So this everything belongs to him, right? Whatever you see here, the mountains, the rivers, the trees, the flowers, you, me, everyone, right? We are all Prakriti. He is the only enjoyer. We are all the Prakriti. We are for him. And in that Prakriti, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, this all belongs to him only, right? And he is saying, okay, just offer me this. I'll be very happy, right? So he is asking you to offer what is his to him. Like, and he will be happy. But this looks like, like what is this, right? It's not different. Like Krishna is a seed giving father of ours. Like he's actually our father, right? Just think about if you are a father or mother and you bring some candies or something and you give it to your kid, right? And he opens that, packet of candies, take out first candy and give it to you first, right? How happy you will be. The kid doesn't have any resources to buy candy, right? But he took this candy and gave it to him. How blissful, happy will be, right? Our mother and father. So Krishna is saying the same thing, just give me this, whatever you do, just offer it to me first, and then you consume, right? All your whatever you want to eat, all your austerities, all the karmas you do, just offer it to him. So once you do that, you are a bhakta, right? You are a bhakta, you are a devotee. There are other things which are yama niyams are there, which everyone knows when they come to Krishna consciousness here. But this is what Krishna is saying. And Krishna is so merciful. Like say, even when he has enemies, like in Ramayana, we see that Vibhishan come to Ram, right? And Ram knew that he is demon, he is a brother of Ravana. But he said, once I win this war, I will offer this Lanka to you. That's what he said to Vishana immediately. He is not like planning to rule the Lanka after, like Lanka is like golden city. He is not want to rule that Lanka. He want to give it to the Vibhishana, right? So like he is renounced. Like Ram is also an expansion of Krishna. So then Lakshmana asked him, like, you are offering this to Vibhishana. Now, what happens if Ravana realizes his mistakes, right? And he comes like, okay, and asks for forgiveness, and he comes to you. What you will do? He says, I will give him then Ayodhya. That's what he said. I will give him Ayodhya. So think about it. A king of Ayodhya saying that if someone like Ravana who kidnapped his wife and he comes for forgiveness, and because he already given Lanka to Vibhishana, now there is nothing to give him. So what he's going to do? So he said, I will give my Lanka to him. Then Ayodhya to him. And then Lakshmana, then where you will go? So he said, I will stay in my brother Bharata's heart. You know, so that is Krishna. So this is our Krishna. So and he doesn't want much from us. He just want uh, you to serve us. And once you serve and you become servant of him, he becomes servant of servant. He want to serve you, right? He will. He has seen many example where he is just like enjoying being servant of devotee. So being devotee is serving the Lord, but even serving the servant of the Lord, serving the devotee is much higher in terms of like in eyes of Krishna also. So you have to serve even the devotees, being the servitor of servitor of servitor, as our president says, he is the servitor of servitor of servitor, infinite times and servitor. So that is should be the goal of life. So I will take Viram here. Thank you for giving this opportunity and quietly listening to me. Thank you. If anyone has any comment or question, thanks.
So the point is that Krishna is partial to his devotees. So how do we understand the form of partiality he showed the Pandavas? They suffered so much, and during the time he lost in the end. But during the years, he didn't suffer like the Pandavas. The Pandavas, Draupadi suffered. Pandavas were exiled. Their children were killed. So how do we understand that this is the partiality that Krishna shows to his devotees? This can be the partiality that Krishna shows to his devotees.
So when you become devotee of Krishna, right? So you are asking for the desired tree only. You are asking for Krishna only, right? You are not asking for anything else. So actually, Krishna does the strategic planning of your life. He is not asking you to ask him anything. He said, okay, I will plan your life. So when he's planning your life, there are certain people who will be good materialistically, right? If you give them materialistically, then they will be able to do the spirituality better, right? But some others, it may not be the case. He has to take out the material thing which he has, right? So he does this. So in this context, if I answer your question, right? So Pandavas may have something in their prarabdha, right? So let's take. I will take you one example, one more example, right? So there was one Vaishnava, Vishnu devotees. He was like very pure devotee. But one day, when he was praying in Ganges, 50 people came to kill him with, knife and swords and everything. So he told him, he just saluted him and he told him, let me just pray once. So he went to Ganges, take a dip, and then he prayed to Krishna, Lord, why I'm like getting killed by 50 people? So he said, see, if you do not get killed by 50 people, you have to take 50 birth. So because you got killed by 50 people, everything which you had is all your old karmas are cleaned. You are pure. Now you are ready to come back to me, right? So we don't know what Prabhupada Pandava said. I don't have any idea about that. But because of that particular Prabhupada, they might have suffered. And Krishna only want pure devotees, right? Until you are pure, right? You will not be able to go to Vaikuntha. So that's what I think is. Maybe someone can add to it, but I think that is my understanding. Thank you.